Hello everybody, BeMetalways here. Welcome to another new album review. This week I'm looking at DGM Tragic Separation, released by Frontiers Music on October 9th, 2020. So who is DGM? DGM is an Italian progressive metal band releasing their debut album in 1997. Over the course of the band's history, they have had numerous lineup changes, with none of the original found members in the band's current lineup. Actually, the name of the band comes from the initials of the original members who are not even in the band anymore. However, since the arrival of Marco Basile in the voice and the release of Frame in 2009, there were no more changes to the lineup. Two other albums were released since then, 2013's Momentum and 2016's The Passage. With this lineup, the writing credits are mostly attributed to Basile and Simone Mulleroni on the guitars. I do have a short history with the band. I own a DVD CD synthesis, the best of DGM, and I think I have one more CD of them. And I definitely saw them live at least once, but I'm definitely not an expert in all their detailed discography, because this is already their 10th studio album. So Tragic Separation follows 2016's The Passage. DGM started writing new music back in spring of 2019 that ended up resulting in this new album, Tragic Separation. This album is really a textbook example of power progressive metal executed right. The trademarks are all there. Big choruses, technical passages, fast guitars, full of hooks and bombastic transitions, all packaged with a good production. So why am I not so excited about it? Let's discuss. The album opens very strongly with Flesh and Blood. I think it's important to remember that in 2013's album Momentum, Symphony X singer Russell Allen made a guest appearance on the fantastic album opener back then. The name of the song was Reason. We fast forward now 7 years later, and in 2020 DGM, it's sounding a lot like Symphony X. The guitar work and solos are just great, especially in the aforementioned opening track. The music and all instruments are pure Michael Romeo and company. The difference being Basile's voice, but still he's able to deliver the goods throughout the album without ever appealing to super high-pitched vocals, which is often a problem in Italian power progressive metal bands. DGM, as I remember, wasn't that heavy like Symphony X. And I had this memory that they are more influenced by classic hard rock. And that continues to be true, mixed with the heaviness influence of Symphony X, because already on track number 2, Surrender, that's clear example of the hard rock influence. It reminds me a lot of Van Halen. It's a very nice and super catchy song. They also kept some prog elements from 70s prog rock. The band themselves have noted that the title track is highly influenced by Kansas. Another highlight for me is Land of Sorrow, featuring a moving groove, a cool bass line, and very catchy melodies. Tragic Separation is a concept album about life and everyone's path they go down between the choices they make and the subsequent consequences they bring to human lives. That's how the band described the concept. But frankly, it doesn't feel like a concept album, and the title does not translate to the concept that the band described and I just mentioned. So yeah, I mentioned that it really didn't get me too excited about this album. Unfortunately, despite the album being technically brilliant, it didn't really click with me completely. Maybe the hooks didn't always work for me, or the fact that I didn't see anything that stood out differently from other bands in this genre. Apart from the songs that I highlighted, it's difficult to distinguish the other ones. The album kind of blends it all together in the middle section. So let's wrap up here. Tragic Separation is okay. It's an okay album. Technically, DGM is one of Italy's finest. Some of the key songs worked very well, but overall the album fell flat for me with ups and downs, and I don't see myself going back to it very often, if at all. Therefore, I'm giving it 75 out of 100. It's a mixed effort from my perspective, but from a band with a lot of potential, so I keep my fingers crossed for them, and I hope the next album will step up even more. Thanks for listening, for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, and BeMetalways.